my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with another fabulous tutorial just for you. And today I'm going to show you another great one by Purple Iguana on Ravelry. You know I love her ideas. And this one I thought was totally worth sharing because it is so easy, so versatile, and if you need a last-minute gift idea, regardless of what the occasion, these are great because they work up super fast. In fact, I did 3 of them. Yes, I did. And I'm going to tell you about them and how I managed to do it. Now, the really cool thing about this particular idea is that you can use any kind of shawl in order to make one of these. This is called a gaiter. Now, a gaiter, Gaiter, okay, is part kerchief, part cowl, part neck warmer, and they are so easy. And you have this lovely front piece for warming your neck, and then you have this cuff that goes around your head, very, very nice and squishy. And so for this piece, I used, it was Boutique Treasure by Red Heart, and it was the colorway of Watercolors. And I'm going to do the same thing for the tutorial for today. And I used for this piece a size, let me see here, I got it right here. I used a size J hook, a 6mm hook for this yarn because it's not a bulky, but it is definitely fuzzy wuzzy. And so let me give you a little idea about the fuzzy wuzziness. So it's a little fuzzy wuzzy, and it's a little bit thicker than your typical worsted. So I used a size J, and this is done using the granny. Oh, you know I love the granny stitch. And so this was in the granny, and then this one, actually this was the first one I did. This was done using Pound of Love, and this was using a size H hook. And then I went off on a different tack, and I did a closed granny square style. It's, in the style because it's only a triangle, it's not a square, but a closed granny square style for this particular one, and I used a size I hook for this one. Now, the beauty of it is that you can make these whatever size you want, and you can use whatever hook, whatever yarn, gauge is not important, okay? Absolutely fabulous. And so for today's piece, like I said, I'm going to be using the Boutique Treasure, and we're going to make one that looks just like this because I'm a huge fan of the granny. So we're going to go through the basics of how to start, and then we shall also go into how to make this lovely neck warming cuff. Absolutely fabulous, really easy to do, and I can't wait to show you. So without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty, so we're going to start with our obligatory slip knot. Now, like I said, the yarn that you're using and the hook that you're using, really it is not important. Use what works for you, okay? And so we're going to start with, after our slip knot, a chaining up of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, because the first chain is going to act as our magic ring. Then we need a double crochet, so that's our 3, and then a chain 1 space. So we need a total of 5, and then into that first chain, 3 double crochets. That's 1 and 2 and 3. So that's our first cluster. We did our double crochet chain 1, technically speaking, in the beginning, and we have our cluster of 3. Then for the middle, chain 2, and then into this first chain, 3 more doubles for our second cluster. Chain 1, and 1 more double into that same chain. And you can always cinch this up nice and tight, no problem. And that is the first row. Now to continue on, if you want to do this particular style, hey, go for it. To continue on with this particular style, you would then, and this is also, the same for every, row thereafter, chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn the work, and into this first chain space, 3 doubles, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1 to bridge the gap, and then into the top corner, it's 1, 2, 3 doubles. Let me just get rid of this little fuzzy fuzz. Chain 2, and then 3 more doubles into that same center space. That's 2 and 3. And then to bridge the gap, chain 1, and then into this chain 1 space at the beginning, 3 doubles, chain 1, 1 double. So 3 doubles, chain 1, and 1 more double. And this is just going to continue to grow more and more and more. And I'll do, I figure, like another 2 more rows for you. Now, what I did was I went for a total of approximately 12 of these rows, and that worked for me. Basically, what you need is from this point to this point, when it's connected and it creates an opening at the top, that needs to be able to fit over your head, if it's connected. And that's really the only size requirement that you need. Other than that, you're golden. All right, so we're going to keep on going with this just for a bit, and then I will let you work on your own to get to the right size that you need, and we shall continue on. So let's do another couple rows of this, and then we shall proceed. Alrighty. All right, so continuing right along, going to chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn the work, and into this first chain 1 space, 3 doubles. Chain 1, into the next chain 1 space, 3 doubles. Chain 1, into the top space, 3 doubles. Chain 2, 3 more doubles into that same space. Chain 1, 3 doubles into the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, and into the last chain 1 space, 3 doubles, chain 1, 1 double. So that's 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and 1 more double so that we have a chain 1 space. Like so. Then just grab a bit more yarn here. By the way, I love the color changing aspect of this yarn. Absolutely love it. It's not cheap, but you only need, for me anyway, I only needed 1 skein to make one of these, so that was perfect. So I'm going to chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn the work, into the first chain 1 space, 3 doubles, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 3 doubles into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 doubles into the next chain 1 space. And if you're doing this particular stitch for your gaiter, you're going to be done before you know it, and that's why I love it so much, because this works up so very fast. So chain 1, we've reached the top corner, so 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles. All right, so I've got my 3 doubles, chain 2, and 3 more doubles. And I didn't get all my plies. That's okay. There we go. Chain 2, and then my 3 doubles. There we are. Chain 1, 3 doubles into the next chain 1 space. Chain, hello, chain 1. 3 doubles into the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, and into this last chain 1 space, 3 doubles, chain 1, 1 double. Ta-da! All right, so like I said before, you can just keep going on in this exact same fashion, or for that matter, if you're doing another shawl type of pattern that you're going with, basically, just remember that from this point here to this point here, when connected, which I'm going to show you how to do, don't worry about that. I'm going to show you how to do the connecting and how to do the cuff at the top, no problem. But from here to here, when it's connected, can this opening fit over your head? It doesn't have to be particularly loose nor snug, just can it fit over your head? Yes, then you're good. Okay. So I'm going to continue stitching. For me personally, with my size hook and my tension of, stitching and my thickness of yarn, it was a total of about 12 of these rows total. Although, do what works for you as far as the size that you need. And I will meet back up with you when I have this particular triangle big enough, and then we shall continue on our merry little way. See you in a bit. Alrighty, so I was working right along, and I did a total of 12 rows, and now I'm going to join tip to tip with a slip stitch. And I'm just going to work into this space right here with a slip stitch. So now it's connected, and it will be more connected as we go on. So don't worry, this is not the only connection point. So to begin our first round, going to chain up 2, 1, 2, and then into the same space, 2 double crochets. Now, this is the method that worked best for me. Ultimately, you need stitches evenly spaced so that the top doesn't grow out or shrink in, however works best for you. But I found that this worked out pretty well for me. Underneath each bar, 2 double crochets all the way around. No spaces in between with chains, just two double crochets underneath each bar. And then we're going to connect with a slip stitch and do the exact same thing over and over and over until one of two things happens, and that is either A, we run out of yarn, or B, we find that our cuff is big enough. Now, it's another opportunity for you to experiment, to do things to your own personal preference. You could also use half double crochets. You could use singles. You could use a combination. It's totally up to you. And you could have the cuff long enough where you just fold it over once, or you could have it long enough where you could fold it over twice and make it nice and thick and squishy. Really, it is totally up to you. And we're almost to the center point. And in that center point, we're just going to do one double crochet. And I'm just about there. And the reason why I didn't sew in the end is because it makes it a lot easier to work a double crochet into that space if you haven't cinched it entirely closed. So just going to do a double crochet right into there, that center space. Now I can cinch it closed now that I'm done with that space. And then I can work in that tail later. And so I'm just going to keep doing my 2 double crochets underneath each bar until I reach the very beginning. And like I said before, this is a really, really great project if you need a last-minute gift, or if you have a really nice ball of yarn, but you don't have a tremendous amount of yardage, and you want to make something that you can wear, but you just don't have a ton of yarn. And I love the colors of this yarn, but it is a bit pricey. So, that being said, this is perfect for that. And of course, you can use, excuse me, you can use tons of different shawl pattern ideas for making one of these, and some would lend themselves better to doing double crochets like this, or others might work better with a single crochet at the top. Nothing wrong with a little bit of experimenting. It's how we grow as stitchers, and I thoroughly encourage thinking outside of the box and trying new things all the time, definitely. It's how we grow. And I am almost to the very beginning again. And I'll show you how we do our connection. And then the rest is pretty much just the same over and over and over until you either run out of yarn or you find that your cuff is big enough. All right, so into this last bar are 2 doubles. And then, last but not least, okay, so we did our 2 chains, and then we did our 2 double crochets. Ignore the 2 chains going into that first double crochet with your slip stitch, like so. And now it's totally connected. And then do the same thing to start by chaining up 2, and into that same space, that same double crochet, and then just do a double crochet into each double crochet all the way around. And then when you reach the beginning, yet again, double crochet into here, and then slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet. And that is how you do it. Now, on the piece that I already finished, including this joining row, this first row of double crochets where it's 2 in each bar, including that row, I did a total of 8 rounds. And that enabled me, I'm going to show you what I did. That enabled me to fold this down with the top edge touching where we first started there, and then fold it down once again for a really nice, thick, and squishy cuff. Isn't that pretty? Absolutely love it, and I hope you do too. And also, I hope that it gives you a really good idea of just where you can go with just about any shawl pattern. It's a lot of fun, it's really quick, very easy, and I hope you liked it. If so, please give me a little thumbs up button down below, because as always, I appreciate your appreciation. And also, please hit subscribe, because I do try to post videos as often as I can, whether it's knitting, crocheting, audiobook narration, or please do visit my other YouTube channel, Fiber Spider Games, for a video game playthrough, commentary, and a lot of fun, especially when I get frustrated and I go into what I call Muppet mode. If you watch, you'll see what I mean. At any rate, also I'm going to put links in the description box down below to help you guys out. And, well, I hope you guys had fun. I know I did, as always. So, until next time, I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay stitching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.